Hi, it's me, Kim Forrester, here with another little bite-sized Thrive. Today I wanted to spend just a few moments talking about the power of positivity, and in particular I want to talk about the ways and the whens of when we should apply positivity for greater well-being and happiness and contentment and fulfillment. And I say the whens because it's really vital to understand that science shows the happiest people on the planet are those who also allow unpleasantness into their life. Okay, if you truly want to live a fulfilling and contented life, then it is vital that you also allow the negative stuff to be accepted, to be acknowledged, and to be processed. So it is vital for ongoing positivity that we also accept and allow negativity or unpleasantness, as I'd like to call it. But it is also vital for our ongoing contentment and happiness and fulfillment that we lean into positivity as soon as we are able to do so, right? As soon as we are capable of taking a small step towards a positive emotional state, it is vital that we choose to take those steps as soon as we have an inkling that we're able to do so. And the reason for that is when we are in a positive emotional state, we begin an upward positive spiral. When we take a step towards positivity, we become clearer in our thought process. We become more aware of our environment, of possibilities and opportunities and solutions around us. So Barbara Fredrickson is the pioneer in this space, and she wrote this fabulous book called Positivity. I've got it right here, and she calls it the broaden and build theory. So the biological reason for positive emotional states, she says, is because when we are in a positive state, we broaden our perspective of the world, we open our eyes to what's truly going on and all the different opportunities and possibilities, and we build upon our life experience in those moments. And having that broaden and build experience, when we're feeling positive, we put more tools in our toolbox to actually work through challenges in the future, to be able to cope with adversity in the future. So positivity is vital, and it is also really important then for us to choose positivity as often as we can. Now, a little story for you. I'm here in New Zealand. There's still COVID restrictions going on and off in different parts of New Zealand at the moment, and that means that twice in the past month I have had a flight cancelled. I have to be somewhere important in the next 3 days, and my flight booked for 3 days' time was suddenly cancelled on me yesterday. And of course, because I'm human, I went into stress, I went into angst. I started worrying about how I was going to get to this very important meeting I need to be at when the flight was cancelled from underneath me. I got straight on the telephone, and of course I got put on hold at the airline. And as I'm on hold waiting for someone to answer the call, I actually started reflecting on what was the reality of the situation. I became aware that the person I was about to talk to at the airline was probably having a really bad day, because I wasn't the only one with my flight cancelled. And I began to realize that it was certainly not their fault that they were having a bad day. And I started activating empathy. And as I activated my empathy, and I started thinking about this poor person at the other end of the phone and what they must be struggling with today, which is completely not their fault and completely out of their control, my stress and anxiety started to drain, and instead I just felt deeply connected to the human that I was about to talk to. Now, I think I was on hold for about half an hour, which normally would have just, amplified that sense of stress and anger. But I actually didn't mind. I can't even tell you how long I was on hold for, because all I was focused on was letting the person know that I was about to speak to that I empathise with them. And that's the first thing I did when they answered the phone. I said, hey, before we go any further, I want you to know that I imagine you're not having a great day at the moment, and that you're dealing with a lot of really difficult conversations and very upset people. I want you to know that this is not your fault. We're in this together, and I'm just grateful for you being there to answer my phone call and help sort this out with me. And that's how we started the conversation. And the response from the person helping me was immediate, and it was uplifting, and they were so delighted to have empathy coming their way that we sort of settled into this beautiful sense of connection and a shared desire to work out my situation as best as possible. When I finished that call, I felt amazing. When I finished that call, any sense of stress or disappointment or anger had completely disappeared, and I actually felt really joyful and really connected. Now, it's a bit of a long story, but it's a really important story, I think, to show how if we take a step towards positivity, when we are capable, and as far as we are capable, when we are in an unpleasant emotional state, if we take that step, then we start activating this upward positive spiral, and that positivity feeds itself, and you get the rewards. So it is good for us, it is vital for us to accept negative emotions. It is vital for us to accept, allow, recognize, and process our way through the unpleasantness of life. However, it is also really, really wise to check in. When we are in a negative emotional state, check in every 15 minutes. If you must, if you're going through something that is deeply traumatic and painful, like grief or other sorts of trauma, then maybe just once a day, just check in and go, okay, great, I'm in this state right now, but what am I capable of? What step towards positivity can I take right now that is going to help bring a solution, right? That is going to help lift me out of this negative state, because we don't want to linger there. That's not great for us at all. Now, that little step might look like empathy, like mine did yesterday, and gratitude and appreciation, which I also had yesterday. That first step might look like forgiveness, okay, and an acceptance that things haven't turned out the way we would have wanted them to turn out. A lot of the times that first step can look like Kristin Neff's practice of self-compassion. Whatever it is that we choose to move towards, it just needs to be a little step of activated conscious and chosen positivity. In doing that, we begin to broaden and build our experience. That positivity starts feeding its way back to us, and we start drawing ourselves away from the negative emotional state. Kindness, an amazing way to pull you out of a lingering negative emotional state. So there we are, quite a long video, but it's a huge topic that I could spend the next half hour chatting about. I just wanted you to understand, in light of the little experience I had yesterday, how important it is for us when we are feeling low, right? When we're feeling angry, disappointed, resentful, distressed, worried, angst-ridden, as long as those things are not medical, and you should go and seek medical advice, obviously, if you feel that your mental health is at stake. But otherwise, on a day-to-day basis, do not allow yourself to linger in a negative emotional state without also checking in with yourself regularly and saying, okay, I know I'm here, but what positivity am I capable of right now? And if it's none, that's great. But if there is some form of positivity, kindness, forgiveness, empathy, self-compassion, anything like that, please, I beg of you, activate it in that moment and begin to broaden and build your experience and pull yourself away from that negative emotional state and into appreciation, happiness, gratitude, and emotional stability. There you are, a little bite-sized thrive for you. As always, if you are in a state of lingering negative emotion and you sort of can't find your way out, I am always available for personal consultations, help talk you through it, and help perhaps highlight some of the possibilities that are there for you. Contact me at kimforrester.net. Be well, be the amazing you that you are, and please lean into positivity as often as possible. See you next time. Bye.